Yeah, yeah.
All
Hold
right.
on one second, good
Nah,
brother.
nah.
Hold
Stay in
on.
the bed then. Don't worry about it. We appreciate you, man. Next time.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Yes, sir.
Uh-oh. He's back. What up,
Let's
Bill?
see. It's let me see. I don't know why is it cloudy. Is that
That's
my
that.
camera?
Nah, that's the what's it called? The you got to get closer or turn it sideways. I think. There you go.
Let me
Now
see.
it's clear.
Hold on. Let me get situated, good brother. Let me see. Hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Ness, you good?
We're perfect, man. You look excellent. Thank you for joining us this early over there on the west. I know it's what 7-Eleven right now.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
it's early, but boxing is a 24-hour grind. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, to be clear, you're not reaching out to MTK. It's going to be the other way around, you're saying?
No, no. What I'm saying is that Eddie has reached out to MTK. He has a relationship with MTK. He's reached out to them on numerous occasions to make this thing happen. Jojo Diaz came on the Boxing Voice and said that we're going to do everything to make this fight happen, right? And then we ended up hearing in the press that he was pursuing Ryan Garcia. The thing about this 1.5 being offered, it's an in-house. They're, the numbers that they're reporting, right, aren't concrete. You know what I mean? We can't confirm that the point numbers. We know that they're rumors. So it's a rumor that he might get 1.5 at a later date. But when you're talking about being a partner to Ryan Garcia, how many partners have been left at the altar? How many partners have been left at the altar?
No, we were talking about that. I mean, he's been negotiating with Pacquiao, Tank, failed negotiations with Pacquiao, failed negotiations with Tank, failed negotiations with Linares, failed negotiations with Javier, and failed negotiations now with
Jose.
Jojo Diaz.
Yes, absolutely. So I always learn, a bird in the hand beats two in the bush. You know what I mean? We respected the fact of that he had something lined up. He came on the Boxing Voice and said this is the fight that he wants to make, and let's make it happen. It's his biggest payday thus far. He hasn't gotten paid more for anyone else that he's fought, so um I don't know. I don't see the problem.
Bill, obviously your son is young and he's making a ton of money, so maybe it doesn't bother him, right? Maybe like to him it's like he's not at the point where he's losing the love for the sport because his contemporaries won't fight him because he's still getting to support himself and his family. Or is he starting to get bitter that it's always this difficult to get a fight?
No, I mean if you follow the history of boxing and you follow what TBE, Floyd Mayweather went through early on in his career. I mean, they have some eerie similarities in terms of that. You know what I mean? So we've also listened to goats like Andre Ward, who said, you know what I mean, heavy is the head that wears the crown. This is to be expected, and you just have to show resiliency and show the character that you possess through these kind of times.
When are you gonna have a revisited conversation with Team Ryan Garcia? Because it seems like anytime the question of Devin versus Ryan gets posed, the defensive answer is, well, both parties agreed that they'll wait till they can maximize. So when is it the right time for that fight, and when do you feel that you can maximize, and why hasn't that conversation been revisited so that they can stop saying that you agreed not to fight until you can quote unquote maximize?
Well, that was all bullshit in the first place. On the behalf the WBC saying that we wanted to wait. There's the champion can't wait. If the mandatory says that they want to fight in the barn, right? If they want to fight wherever they want to fight, right? You have to fight. You have to fight them, or you have to drop the belt. You lose the belt, right? So if they want to make the fight happen, and they offer to fight in a barn, right? You have to provide a better a better venue. You have to provide more money, or you lose the fight, right? You lose the position, right? So we could have went to purse bid and made that fight happen with Ryan, if Ryan wanted to make it happen. You see what I mean? So it comes down to the fighters actually agreeing to make the fight happen.
So let's talk this Victor Postal thing. Help me make it make sense. Why Postal? Why 140?
You know what I mean? We've looked all over the 135. We're looking at the 140-pound division. We're looking at guys that are 130 that want to step up. You know what I mean? We've looked at everybody, Ness. You know what I mean? I've had, conversations with you as well, and we're open. You know what I mean? Devin is ready. You know what I mean? He's a fighter that possesses the kind of skills to make the adjustments against anybody. Victor Postal is a fighter that I believe is Victor Postal a former world champion?
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
He
beat Lucas Matisse for the WBC in a vacant title fight. Then he unified and lost to, or attempted to unify, and lost to Crawford.
And then lost to Crawford. Yeah. I mean, I don't see. Like I said, when I talked to JoJo, right, and we talked to him on the Boxing Voice, he said, "Let's do everything," and he said, "Let's not let the powers that be get in the way of making this fight happen." Do you remember that, Ness?
Yeah, but that was before this alleged $1.5 million offer, though.
See, one thing we can say is alleged.
Yep.
An alleged 1.5. So if they say that they were going to pay him 2, if they say that they were going to pay him 2.5, 3, are we supposed to go with that? The fight is off, right? And it's a chance for him to pick up both bags if he believes in himself.
Now, is the Postal fight like to test the waters? Because I know they just signed Montana Love. Is that the direction you're trying to go towards? Is it, because
no, the direction we're going is towards Mikey Garcia.
Okay.
We're headed to the fight. Right now, today we'll be at the fight tonight. You know what I mean? And I always talked about Mikey Garcia as being, you know what I mean, a future Hall of Famer, right? Hell of a talent. Still has a lot in the tank. And we're gonna go take a look at him.
But Mikey's fighting at 147 today.
No, I thought he was fighting at 140.
Really?
I didn't know. I thought he was fighting at 140. But you're probably right.
I don't know. Let's find out. I just assume he was fighting at 47. He's been there for so long. Let's see. Catch weight, 144, 143. That's pretty high, though. I guess he's working his way down to meet you, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I think Mikey Garcia and Devin are on a collision course.
Not for this year, though.
Not this year. Next year,
okay.
Right?
So
it's
December.
Mikey, I would believe that it's Mikey that's available right now, and I think that it's more on our part, on Haney's part in terms of getting ready for that fight. I'm sure Mikey is ready. You know what I mean? Like you said, he's been 147 pounder. Coming down to 140. I think he'll still be strong. It's about Devin and us working our way up to 140 and being confident in that fight.
That's a tough fight.
Oh, absolutely.
Mikey's a puncher.
Motherfucking right. Huh?
He's a puncher.
You're motherfucking right. And he can take a punch too. So you know what I'm saying? He's not no chump. He's not no chump at all. So I would like to test the waters at 140 for sure.
Postal's tall and long, man. And he's a decent boxer. I mean, he hasn't, he gave everybody a little bit of trouble, even Crawford, but he got bodied by Crawford. But, I think that Ramirez fight was tough. Didn't he fight Cepeda too?
Postal is
he's more risk than reward,
I don't want to call
though. Huh? Like, honestly, he's more risk than reward. Like,
well, listen, anything at 140, right, is going to be risky. Us going up, you know what I'm saying? It's because we haven't fought it that way. We fought at 135 for so long. So if if that comes, he's the kind of guy that we're looking at. We haven't heard anything from the Postal team uh, about it, but he's somebody that's on our radar.
Oh, so there's no talks with Postal. It's just someone you would like to get in there with.
Yeah.
Damn. So who is? Because I mean, December's around the corner. We're talking about 2 months. You got a date for December 3rd. Is there anyone that's received a term sheet yet?
Well, the thing about it is, like I said, is before, if we had sent out the term sheet or agreed to fight one of the other fighters, then a Jojo Diaz would come along and say, well, we weren't available, or, you know what I mean? It would be an excuse. You know what I'm saying? So God has worked, God is always working, right? And Allah knows best. It's good that we haven't scheduled a fight, because the real fight that we want is to defend against Jojo Diaz, as Jojo Diaz being the mandatory.
Well, Muhammad.
Why, you don't think the fight gonna happen? You don't think it's gonna happen?
Which one?
Devin and Jojo Diaz. I think it's gonna happen.
I mean, look, if we going off of what you're saying, that the money isn't real or could possibly not be real, but Golden Boy put out, a press release saying that their fight is rescheduled. So, I don't know.
So when did they put out the press release?
Yesterday. But from what I'm reading, it's talking more about the reason. It doesn't say that it's postponed, so it just says that he's got to have surgery.
Well,
and that's what I'm saying. Look at this quote. I promise early 2022 I'll return bigger, faster, stronger than ever. It's like, if I'm JoJo, how do I sit out and wait on that?
Right.
That doesn't sound concrete. So basically, you telling me Dazn said no to Maxie Hughes?
No, I didn't say that. I said that we haven't. Maxie Hughes is, in my opinion, he's an option, but he's probably one of the last options.
Got you.
If that's okay to say.
Nah, I mean, it is what it is. You're looking for bigger and better things. I understand. I just don't know. I just don't know that
I'm
Victor
not taking anything away from. Never do I take anything away from, a fighter like Maxie Hughes, who's, you know what I mean, the Miracle Man, who's, looking to defy odds. You know what I mean, a real success story out of the UK. You know what I mean, someone that has shown a lot of resiliency and and want to be a champion. He's called out Devin. You have to respect. If you don't respect the people that call him out, then what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We talk about guys that don't want to fight, but what about the guys that do raise their hand? The Jorge Linares of the world, the Gamboas of the world, and even the Maxie Hughes of the world.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading this, and Ryan even says it himself. We're postponing my fight for a couple of months, so it's like that's not even a definite anymore. But I mean, listen, other than resume, other than Victor Postal's resume, what do you think is the difference between he and Maxie Hughes in terms of like name recognition, popularity, and what you get out of it?
Just the opponents that Victor Postal has been in the ring with, the champions, him being a former world champion as well. You know what I mean? The danger, you know what I mean, that he would possess. I mean, I think he's more of a puncher than Maxie is. Is he not? Or are they both pretty much boxers? I don't know too much about Postal either.
Postal's decent, but I just don't think that, it's like his name value, like you'll get credit from hardcores. They're going to look at it. Postal gave some trouble to Josh Teller, but he hasn't fought in a year, so if you're going to get him now, it's definitely the right time. Who else he been in? Wasn't he in it with Regis maybe? I know
No, I
Crawford.
don't think he was in there with
Oh, he
Regis.
was in there with Lundy.
Lundy,
So
yep.
he got a lot of names on his resume, but he's not an easy fight. How tall is Devin?
Devin is 5'9", 5'8.5", 5'9".
Yeah, this
I
dude's
think
five.
he's 5'11" or
He
something like
is.
that.
He is 5'11". He is 5'11".
Yeah.
And what's Devin's reach? Let me see what I got here. I got Devin at a
71.
70. Damn, this dude's got a longer reach. Then with the pad and the glove,
So what's that guy's reach?
73 and a half.
Yeah. Those are bigger guys, man. Those are bigger guys up there. So you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and this guy's not worth it though. It's like you about to take all this risk with this dude for no belt, and he brings no name recognition. Like this dude's not a Paulie Malignaggi. Like, he
Right.
doesn't bring the recognition, in my opinion. I could be wrong, man. I might have to do a poll on that. I don't know.
Right.
I tell you
Right.
what, it's a good fight, a good next development step because he's a good fighter. He's a good boxer. It's going to be interesting. He can box, and he's kind of awkward. I remember that like little jumpy style.
Yeah.
Is he a
Yeah.
southpaw? No, he's orthodox.
No,
Right?
he's
He's orthodox.
orthodox. He's orthodox. But like you said, though, when you talk about a young fighter, a champion in Devin, then you start looking for ways to develop him even more. You think of ways to get him ready for big fights. Like a Mikey Garcia. And Victor Postal more than qualifies to me as that kind of fight. And I never want to use the word stepping stone. I just want to say it would be a great next fight. Just like I believe that career wise that Jojo Diaz is a great next fight for Devin as well.
Damn, man. I wish Postal could come down so he could defend that title, man. Don't make sense, man. 140. I get it. I mean, if the next step is Mikey, then I understand it. But I mean, listen, if you could beat Postal, you probably could beat Mikey.
Absolutely.
Two different styles,
we'll
though.
see.
I'll be clear about that. But definitely, they're two boxers, though. Postal got a
But I
decent
think
jab too.
Mikey is a puncher.
They saying why I'm trying to avoid Postal because he been out for a year, and I know you fucking trolls is going. Once he beat him, he was out for a year. He took him off a layoff. You think I don't know how y'all work? I know how y'all work. Bunch of weirdos, man. That's all they gonna do. Well, Postal. Well, he dusted Postal off. They always getting fighters out of nowhere. Nah. We gonna take Maxie Hughes' belt. That's who I want.
Absolutely, but I appreciate you, Ness. If you hear anything else, man, be sure to keep me posted. The boxing voice is so real that I come on here to get my news to see what we doing tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Man.
we gonna see, man. I've been reaching out to Joseph Diaz, see what if we could get him on because. He has so much to say on Twitter, man. It's like, come on, make this fight, man. Don't tell me now you about to wait for Ryan.
Yeah, and Postal, and but the thing about Postal, he went the distance with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So anytime that and Crawford is a beast for real. So we know that he has a beard on him. Postal. So you're right about Postal, man.
Nah, he got a beard and he has a lot of heart, man. He's a fighter. He's a fighter. But let me get to some of these calls. Bill, man, thank you for joining us and just updating it. Updating us. We always appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, man. And listen, they this guy, Joseph Diaz, tell him stop using the word bitch. You know what I mean? Calling everybody bitches. And
that's what I said. Like, how do you call someone that, but then you ain't signed the fight? Like, take this fight.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. He should have more respect. You know what I'm saying? Than that, we showed him respect. You know what I'm saying? We've never said nothing bad about him as a fighter and what he brings to the table or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He said something about that. We never sent over something. You know what I mean? Like he keeps changing this narrative. Now, you know what I mean? It's not the money that, he's going to get more money for fighting Ryan Garcia. Man, come on, man. He's just making up excuses, man. You know what I mean? And as much as I hate it because I like the things that he stands for and he represents in terms of talking about family, man, but we're gonna have to call him a duck, man. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, then that's just what it might be. You know what I mean? Once you see if you can get him back on here on the Boxing Voice, see can we work this thing out.
We definitely trying. I got one for you though. They said this is from Gil, Castle Hill Gil in New York. He says, I respect BH for trying to develop Devin properly, but I agree with Ness. Too much, not enough reward. And I'm assuming he's talking that Postal fight, man. Is there another option? You know, you said Hughes, Postal. There's nothing else.
No, it's getting to the point that, you know what I mean, it won't. What they're not looking for is for Devin to be in a fair fight. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's at that point. You know what I mean? And we're getting to the point that, you know what I mean, if the odds swing a little bit on the other side, you know what I mean, we're almost willing to step up and take those kind of chances now. You know what I'm saying? So just based on Devin's skills that he, you know, and if a fighter like Postal brings out that next level in Devin, then so be it, you know?
So there is no other option yet that you're looking at other than Postal?
Oh, other than at 140, of course, we know that Maxie Hughes is signed to Matchroom, right?
But that's 135.
That, right?
So and that's two names.
Is
there any other names? That's two names. Is there any other names? Because I don't want to read a Coppinger tweet talking about, oh, Devin is considering blank.
No. So not as of now. You know what I'm saying? I can't off the top of my head this morning just say, though, no. I went to sleep thinking that it's a chance that we were talking about JoJo Diaz. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then I woke up and you were the first thing that I've seen is now that this is a chance that it might not be. You know, so I would want to know why, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I would want to know, well, then who is he going to fight? Who would JoJo Diaz fight before that, or would he just wait on Ryan Garcia?
7 months out the ring if he waits, man. He fought in July, so it's a long time. Long time to wait.
Absolutely, King. Well, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much,
Thank you to the Boxing Voice.
All right.
For sure, brother.
Later.
All right, bless. Peace.
There you have it. Bill Haney, shout out for joining us.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.